Alright, should be recording. I just realized I don't actually have the folder open to check. There it is. Alright, so this is Dying Light 2, Cues Provided by Stride PR for Techland. And this is for the performance analysis. So this is the graphics quality analysis, and I might need to be stopping. My throat is very scratchy at the moment. Okay. Sorry, just, I don't know, maybe because of the change in weather, my throat is dry, but also yesterday I had to do a fair amount of talking. Anyway, yeah, Dying Light 2, Cues Provided by Stride PR for Techland, and going to be doing the graphics quality analysis, which, yeah, it's been... see, this will probably be coming out like 2 months after the review did, and that was like weeks after the game did. It's just been busy with day job and one thing coming up or another, always delaying. But anyway, naturally, since we're going to be looking through the graphics, well, going through the graphics settings, it makes sense to look through what I currently have set up. This is on the test system, by the way, so I'm using the RTX 2060, so we will look at ray tracing. That is not currently enabled. But I got this stuff. Yes, it's only 1920 by 1080, that's all I got. But let me tell you something. If I can find... maybe I shouldn't actually say this, but if I could find like a 32-inch 4K television, because that's what the test system is hooked up to, television, but 32-inch 4K, which I don't think anyone really makes those, I might be willing to upgrade, but I'd also need one with enough HDMI ports. I'm not running through the receiver. It's not set up. Anyway, I will look at this. So what have we got for the upscaling options? We have DLSS quality, balance, performance, SR, ultra quality, balance, performance. So they did actually change it. Linear quality, balanced, linear performance. So what did they change there? Which actually means I need to update the database. Which is a little bit annoying. Inserting a row in the middle is not the easiest. So they had initially had it was DLSS quality balance performance, FSR quality balance performance, linear quality balance performance. Do you notice that pattern there? So one person speculate that the reason why might be that they only used they used two values, pairs, where it was upscaler type, so DLSS, FSR, and linear, and then quality level as two separate things. Just so it's like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the pairings, you got the 9. And then, of course, 0 for no upscaling. But because they always need those pairs there, they couldn't have, like, the ultra quality. They couldn't have 4 for 1, while the others had 3. I guess they changed that. Which is good to see. Because there was some flack for that. And there were even people speculating, oh, were they trying to hurt AMD because, this is an NVIDIA-sponsored title? It's like, no, I think how the guy put it, who speculated that it was just that pairing, was basically saying that, yeah, they're just being lazy here. And it's like, for how large a game this is, I almost said was, how large a game it is, how involved it is, that kind of laziness, I'm okay with that. Fix that in a patch. I hit the wrong button. Okay, we're going to start at high quality. That's just how I do this. I'm going to need to change some things here. I want it to be in DirectX 12, which is how I started up, and I'll turn that on. Right now, we're not worried about performance. I will check with this, although the 770-980 won't support asynchronous compute. Actually, the 980 might. 1070 and 1080 though will, and obviously the 2060 and 2080 NVIDIA did figure out how to do it well at that point. But yeah, so everything else is on high. Motion blur quality, that's disabled, I think, because I set the thing to 0. I'm sorry, I hate motion blur. And I don't want to include that in quality stuff because I just always hate it. So I'm always going to say don't do it. I mean, it's a personal preference thing and I can't really judge it that well either. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is very high for the high preset, but whatever. But yeah, we're going to go through this now. Yeah, we can just... okay. I'm not going to be loading up previous game version, so yeah, I do want to make a note, though, separately. Need to Add FSR ultra quality table. Yeah, I don't know when they made that change, but adding to the table is going to be a little bit annoying. Alright, and I do not know what to expect for performance here. But remember, it's currently in borderless window. I will try, maybe not on the desktop, but I will try to collect the data on the test system with, there we go. In exclusive full screen. I will try to do that. But, because that should, like right now it's probably capped at 60. These things should be off. But let me make absolutely certain. Oh no, it is on. Okay, well that's fine, because I'm capturing. It's kind of nicer to do it that way. Although, yeah, I will quickly... Let me quickly turn it off. That'll help me for later on to really figure out... Okay, no. Doing that as well. I really wish that would treat him as a toggle. Huh. That's weird. Still capping it at 60. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. There is a reason. At some point, I might take some screenshots for doing comparisons, and it's just easier if I can safely alt-tab. Now, where am I? Okay, I'm at a windmill.
Down in the streets.
Okay, I am in Central. Wait, am I next to the... Oh, I didn't realize that. That is the fisheye here. I am in the fisheye. It has been a while since I played the game, okay? Let me... Give me a break. A little bit of a break, anyway. Oh, and now I'm seeing that, yeah, we're getting around 50 FPS. Okay. I played the game on an RX 580 on my desktop, and I don't remember what I was getting for the averages there, but it was like, you know, in the 40s and 50s. That felt fine. Even though it is a first-person game, I typically feel those need to go up to 60. It felt fine. The thing that helps most combat is, melee. There. I just want to... This is Lawan's place. I just want to move it to day. I'm just trying to figure out where.
Sometimes if I stay out too long.
If I played the game in the past month, maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, let's just go to day. It'll help me out a lot. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Let me find a different place to stand. I'll explain why. Short.
Can you fly?
Be over here.
Become invisible?
This may work. It'd be nice if it were a bit brighter right here. Let's start looking at the scaling. Is it gonna force me to restart? If it forces me to restart, I might not. Well, no, I need to. Okay. Well, I can see some. Hang on, let me. Unfortunately, he's shifted. Oh wow! Look at. There's a lot of pixel popping with the birds there. There's the shimmering, which is also pixel popping on the building. Also, I can tell that there is less detail on the rust on the top of the barrel. Ooh. Let me go back to native. Yeah, that's wow. Um, let me go back to this one. Okay, that's not so bad. So I can definitely see. Well, yeah, that's true. You're going to be able to see the mouse. I'm so used to not actually being able to see the mouse. Okay, so the loss of detail on the top of the bucket, the barrel here, that I can see, and I don't like that. But I mean, I'll be realistic that it's not that serious, but I can tell it's softer. Over here though, there's the wood with some paint on there. That I can also see it's softer. That doesn't stand out so much to me though. And I don't think it's just because it's to the side, but I think it's just the detail that is being lost there. It's not something that I'm really aware of. Here, there's, like, this is more just noise. Over here, though, that I see the patterns. I see, and I'm interpreting that, oh, that's rust there. So it suddenly being less defined does stand out. But man, the pixel popping of the birds, though, and suddenly, well, here, let me. It's right about here, the temporal aliasing. Okay, it's actually up here. But you can see that as he shifts up and down, there's some shimmering, which is pixel popping, and of course, it's also with the birds in the distance. But we turn this off, and I can't even see what it thinks is causing. That's the weirdest part. I do not know why it thinks that there should be any pixel popping here. Up here, maybe with the sign? But even then, the sign is pretty large. There's nothing subpixel there. I don't know where it's getting that from. I really don't. Okay, we'll look at performance. I don't even want to look at battle. Quality looks so bad that, and they're true. This is 1920 by 1080. This is short of going to like 720 kind of thing. This is like worst case scenario for any of these because they have the least amount of information working for upscaling. So we should be fair on that. Okay, now the pixel popping of the birds is very apparent. The rest actually doesn't look that bad. I'm also not noticing the pixel popping on the building. I can see some softness, but the softness isn't that different from quality. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I am definitely feeling though that this is, I wouldn't use any of them. Not at 1080. And I can't test to higher. I don't have a high enough resolution display of any kind to test that with. But yeah, I would not touch. I would not touch DLSS. And we're not even getting into, because I know there are flaws to DLSS, and if you know what to look for, you can find them, and you can't stop seeing them. I'm not even looking for those. We're just standing here, and there's nothing in here to actually cause those flaws. Specifically, some weirdness with how lighting works. Okay, so... Okay, this is actually kind of funny. This, except for one spot... Okay, 2 spots. Is better than the DLSS quality. But of course, I am at FSR Ultra quality. So the barrel, the wood over here, that looked the same to me. The birds looked better. There was less pixel popping with them. I am seeing it here on the sign. I did not notice anything there. It was actually a temporal aliasing there. There was like, just was the vertical bar on this column, pixels of that column. It was going back and forth. That I was seeing there. That I did not see with DLSS though. So DLSS 1 right here. But this actually looked, it didn't have the pixel popping. It was clearly softer though. And also like loading a different bitmap level. So that it lost on. But the birds were better, and the rest looked very similar. So that I do find interesting. But I think that also explains why some people are like, why don't you have ultra quality for FSR? You shouldn't be comparing DLSS of whatever quality to anything but FSR of ultra quality. It's like, okay. I get it. These technologies are important. They're interesting to compare. But at the same time, we need to get down to the whole, oh, well, you got to be comparing them this way. It's like, I think there might be a little bit more softness, but maybe I'm just not looking all in the right places, but this at quality doesn't look that much different. Maybe if I was standing somewhere else. I am not, I mean, I'm already so depressed. Well, not actually depressed, but, just unimpressed. And actually to the negative though, so it is kind of depressed. With the, with how DLSS, because my expectation is for DLSS to look the best of these, because it also has the temporal stuff there. FSR doesn't, it's just spatial. But it looked so clearly inferior to me that no, I will not recommend using DLSS unless it is you're at a high resolution. But I can't test that, so deal with it. And just because no, don't do this. This is bad. Yeah, look at all the pixel popping on the building right here, the signs, the vertical bar right there. Look at that. That is terrible. And I know it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, and we're not even turning around. Yeah, we're mainly looking at stuff in the distance. There is, the barrel up close, the wood up close, but I mean, I don't want to turn and look at people or nearby vegetation. Yeah, FSR looked better than this. This is the linear. So I do want to say this because of how I went through these, because I just went in order. I can believe that there are FSR values that beat DLSS, maybe even beat balanced. I'm not getting into that. But I just, while I expect DLSS to be better, I'm the vertical stack of worst to best. I just want to be clear when I say my expectation was for DLSS to be best. They could still be, like FSR Ultra Quality could be between DLSS balance and quality. I just want to be clear on that. I'm not suggesting that FSR is, as a total, beneath. Because there was some things that I actually did look pretty good with. And it had less pixel popping, which is so weird. Because, I mean, that's something that temporal data is explicitly meant to help prevent. Like, that's part of why you have it there. And somehow DLSS, despite having that, it, was not that good. Alright, I need to make some notes now. Okay, so minimum is no upscaling. And also, I like this because it means I don't need to worry about collecting data. Because even DLSS quality had obvious softness, but more importantly, pixel popping and other temporal aliasing artifact. And for anyone saying, the whole, oh, well, this is just a bad place to look. It's like, it's a 1080p screen. I mean, I can't, it's not worth doing a deeper dive than that. And I'm actually just going to add that to the thing. All right. But yeah, so minimum would be no upscaling, but my prediction is this concerning performance. It's only the 770 I won't be able to find something that I'll be comfortable with. The 980, I think might be harder to find than the RX 580, but even at the 580, I did have some stuff that I could turn down. Oh, now that's interesting. When did they do that? Let me change that. Well, no, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Sharpening here. Oh, that's also grayed out. Huh. But it's at 45 in my notes. It was at 30 by default before, but it's disabled now. Yeah, so it's just for the upscaling. I am not getting into that. I don't... And actually, is it even... Okay, it does unlock for DLSS. That would have helped with the top of the drum. But, I'm sorry, the pixel popping of the birds that were up here, no. That's the... I can handle softness, I will accept softness, but that kind of temporal aliasing, and especially on the building, where it was just randomly, hey, suddenly there's pixel pop, there's temporal aliasing here. Where's this even coming from? It's a flat surface. That made no sense to me. I legitimately am confused by that one. Okay. So, gamma, no, that's personal choice. Film grain, personal choice. Distance blur effect, that I turned off. Oh, wait, I had that on when I was reviewing? I didn't remember that. Colorblind, not relevant for me. And I don't feel like getting my dad. He's also at work doing some stuff today. Well, actually, no, I will take a quick look. This I know that they changed. Where they pulled together, here we go. The collection of stuff here. Oh, good. This actually makes me very happy. So, if... I know it's been a while since I've done any of these videos. But, okay, so my dad is colorblind. And we do have some fun with that at times. And, you know, it's, yeah, a little bit can be mean-spirited, but some of it is also just interesting to find out, you know, like, can he distinguish between certain things? And he has it's red-green deficiencies, so I think that's this one. It's whichever is actually the most common in people. It might be this one. But in any case, because of that, you know, it's like, even though I'm not colorblind, I do have some sensitivity, some awareness of it. And one standard that I want to see in games, that this has it. Splitgate is another game that has it. So many other games don't. And it really annoys me. Is I call it the picking tomato standard. We do grow mainly like cherry tomatoes. Sometimes we've grown larger tomatoes, but definitely cherry tomatoes. And my dad has such a hard time picking them because it'll be, when they're ripe, red, surrounded by green. And it can be hard for him to distinguish that, yes, those are the ripe ones. Whereas if they're less ripe or still green, he might not be able to really tell that and may pick them when they're too early. Or he will miss some because he can't see that they're there that well, because he has a hard time distinguishing between red and green. But this is you're looking at a plant. And it's just in the world, you know, in reality. It's just in the world there, and he has struggles there at times. So my mom will have to go out and pick them. The picking tomato stands for games, the reason why I say that we need that is because so many games, they only change the UI. You go through the colorblind modes, and what happens? The UI changes. The minimap is now using different colors, the crosshairs are using different colors, your health, your ammo, those are different colors. The game world itself is completely untouched. And I hate that. I really do, because it's like, this is total laziness to me. Because it's like, this is, what colorblind person is that truly going to help? Because if the game world itself has red and green against each other, and that's what you have issues with, you're not going to be able to see that there. It doesn't matter that the UI is different, you need the actual game world to be different. And this, it clearly did that. I still will give Splitgate, and it's been a while since I've looked at it, like a few months. Splitgate still does it better, because not only do you have these selections, but there's also a strengthness selection as well. I don't remember. I think you can also change specific colors, but that does kind of get more to the UI stuff, although you can change the colors for enemies, because it's always like red and blue, but you can change it so it's like a purple and yellow if you want. But it's like that right now, from the games that I've seen it in, that I've looked at the colorblind modes in, that is best. But this, the fact that it is a full filter to the image, that makes me very happy. It really does, because that's what you need. That's what it needs to be. That is what it needs to be. And yeah, if I'm sure I could pull up some other games, even on the test system that doesn't have too much, and be like, yeah, see this? It's just the UI. That's not going to help my dad, who, by the way, doesn't play video games. For anyone wondering. But I do want to make that note. I don't remember if I looked at it before. But Colorblind Mode actually is a screen-sized filter. And by the way, I'll also add part of the reason why it so annoys me that so many games don't do it this way. Do what we have here. So let's have a look at the. Yeah, so now, like, the V and the VNC, that's supposed to be red. It's now more of a pink. Oh yeah, also look at the lamp over there that's hanging. That's going from yellow to pink, not yellow to red. If I turn this off, though, if I go back to none, you'll see it is red. Yeah. Okay. Part of the reason why it annoys me so much is because it's a lookup. You can have a filter that will just translate the colors that pretty sure would be a lookup table. And some of that stuff is actually very fast to do. It's not like it's going to cost you much performance. It's like GPUs have the ability to do that. It's just a filter. It's a fairly simple filter. In execution. In designing it, not so much. I'll grant you that. But it's like, lookup table kind of stuff. Even 3D lookup tables, I think. Those might be more complex and slower, but there are ways to make it very efficient. And the fact that so many games just, like, they check off the lowest box of just, oh yeah, we changed the UI. I hate that, because it's like, no, put the effort in. Actually make this something that helps with accessibility. Alright, enough of that. But I will just repeat. Hang on, let me just make sure. So, put that up to 10. Where is there? Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Okay, I'm good. So I'm just gonna leave that off. Damn it, hit the wrong button. There. All right, we'll start working through this. But it is, I want to just highlight that because it is so many places just don't do it right. All right. Oh, we've only got medium and high. All right. Well, this is actually a fine place to look. So, because the text, we got the barrel texture and we've got the wood texture to the left. My guess is the wood texture going to medium. That one might look like it did for some of the upscaling stuff. The barrel might change. I don't know. It might not change much. Actually, let me quickly look at. Just I'm curious. Oh wait. Wow, they're really complicating things for me, aren't they? There wasn't a texture option before. Okay. Yeah, a little annoying how many layers I have to go through. Okay, yeah, I don't even, was there a LOD before? No, there wasn't. The first thing I had was Anti-Aliasing. They added 2 whole columns, and I just hit the wrong button. There. I probably should have gone through. I just didn't think that they were adding options. And LOD, which that's the level of detail for anyone wondering. Because I do talk a lot, when doing any of this stuff, I will talk about what all that is. It is. That's one of those things that when I did the anti-aliasing article, because that did include looking through some of that stuff, it was very interesting. It really was. Medium, high, and high, I know. I can fill in the rest later, maybe. But yeah, I can see it being, what I said there, that over here, the, I know what thought was. I'll just finish what I was saying, even though it is repetition. The wood will probably be changed. The barrel might. I don't know. What it is I want to say is there might be a very high option, but because it's the RTX 2060, which Is that only 6 gig? Let me quickly look. I think I have that. Yeah, it's only 6 gig. It's possible it might be limiting it in the option. Which is something I don't like with some games, but I get it. I do. Where they hide options based on your hardware. And actually, it didn't before, because it even listed the ray tracing option for the RX 580, which very much would not handle that. Yeah, so we just got high and medium. Let's look at medium. And yeah, my guess is it'll be there. It might not be too obvious. Okay, and it is frozen. There we go. Which isn't surprising, because that would require dumping some stuff out of the VRAM. Oh man, you know what? I could. There might be a little bit of a change on the wood there on the left, but the barrel, I can't see it. I can't see it on the barrel. Let me go back though. And it's gonna hang again because it's flushing and repopulating a lot of the VRAM. Okay, this for the barrel and the wood that's over there. Yeah. I'm gonna, and I should look at other things too, but I want to first do it here. I feel that it, like the difference would be like 90% versus 100% or 95% versus 100%. Now remember, this is at 1920 by 1080, but that difference, if I'm even seeing it, I might not be, is minor enough that, yeah, that's definitely the minimum is medium. Think I saw a difference between medium and high, but it was subtle enough that I'm not concerned about it. Which is still, I mean, it was visible enough, and I can certainly see at high resolutions that it would stand out more. I'm comfortable with high being the maximum, but at 1080, no, I didn't see it. Alright, let's see what we got for LOD, which that is level of detail. So, let me get in here. Low, oh, just low and high. Okay, that makes so many things easier. And okay. So the way level of detail works is, and I'll leave it on high for them. Well, actually, here we can be positive. So these objects back in the distance here, and then in the very far distance back here, there's no reason to load those in at the highest quality. So this church here might have, let's just say, 10 million vertices to it. Okay. And if I were right next to it, that's how many it had. But at this distance, it might only need, say, 10,000 for it to look the way it does right. That's probably not quite right, but, you know, it's 10,000, 1,000 times smaller, 1,000 times less vertices. Fewer vertices. That's a very good thing to take advantage of, because it's like, oh, well, at this distance, we're only going to load up the 10,000. We're only going to do the math with the 10,000. And that math is what really slows down GPUs. So taking advantage of that at that distance, the level of detail can be lower is very powerful. Yeah, so, I mean, that's what's going on there. So going to low, it should have what the difference should actually be with LOD quality for any game, in my opinion, is it should be the distance where you transition from is it this quality or that quality? And there would actually be multiple levels there as well. So I was using an example of just 2. But you could have, like 3, 4, 5. However many you're comfortable with making. Because it does end up taking more and more space. Because you have to store all those. True, the progressively smaller, progressively lower detail ones are going to be easier to compress. But still, as you're taking up space and you have to filter between them, that's what anisotropic filtering is. And there's other instances where you're going to be filtering not with that. But anisotropic filtering is one example of a filtering between LOD levels, but specifically for mipmaps. And wow, I can immediately tell that difference. The church look. Well, hold on. Time of day is passing, which is making it harder. Ah, damn it! I hit escape, not it. At least I caught it. Sometimes I don't. There we go. No, I think there is a little bit more. It's subtle, though. That, I think, is subtle. But this, for what it's worth, is like a good spot, a very good spot, because I should have all of the levels, all the distances being covered here. All right. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It really is. But this is why I have GIMP installed. And also why I wanted to be able to Alt-Tab. Now, unfortunately, there is some shifting. We've seen that, there's head bob. But... okay, yeah, so a little bit. Here they are. Maybe I am just seeing things. Yeah, let me turn down the opacity. Okay. Oh, no, that's perfect. Left and right. Okay, so it's there. That's the best alignment I'm going to get. Which is... no, I guess I am off vertically. By 1. I'm off by like half a pixel. Damn. Alright, well, let's still do this. Different. Okay. Huh. So this is the difference between the pixels. And the edges, that actually just means that the alignment isn't perfect. That's all that's telling. Huh. That's actually kind of weird that the UI... well, no, the UI is fixed. That's actually not. Well, in theory. So, yeah, I'm wrong then. That low, I couldn't actually tell anything. Here, let's... so I'm messing with some stuff. Man, I can't see. I really... which means that I'm also wrong. I am wrong. This would be... oh, I can't use this. Look at how different... well, yeah. Look at how different the time of day is. I can't use it. And there is also the shift, but I think that's... come on, brain, turn over. I think it's the... with the upscaling. So... yeah, I have to go with low then. For the minimum on LOD quality. I cannot spot the difference even in screenshots for the environment. Maybe NPCs? Also, this is 1920 by 1080. That the resolution shouldn't play too big a role, but it can play a role in LOD stuff. So yeah, that is possible. Anti-aliasing. This is where things are gonna get more. What do we got for options here? I have none, low, and medium. I'm going to put high for the maximum on LOD. Can't tell you it is clearly there, but do not want to suggest it isn't for higher resolutions or other locations. Okay. So yeah, none low and high is what I have in my notes. Oh, it's just low and high now. Okay. Let me take care of that. Boom. Alright, I should actually be able to tell. This will probably be a temporal method that's being used. This isn't bad. I mean, I can see some. Like, if you look on the antenna, there is some shimmering there. So whatever we're using is not very temporally stable. I can't tell with the birds. Those look fine. So the shimmering is better, but it is technically still there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, honestly. Okay, so over to the far right, we have another antenna, but there's things on it, fine detail things, and it's perfect for, there's aliasing there. It's perfect. That's exactly what's going to cause aliasing. So let's, yeah, I can see it a little bit more. It's not that much, though. Yeah, I am not actually spotting much aliasing at low. Well, let me go up to high. I am starting to see a little bit, like, obviously once I say I'm not seeing it, that's when I start seeing it. Okay, because I also spotted this antenna, and the details right in it, if you look, I can see some aliasing there. It's not that it's even spatial, not even temporal. But, I need a drink of water. I don't see it, though. I really don't. This might be a bad place for some of it, but it is, that antenna is a good test. This antenna is a good test. That antenna is a very good test. The birds would be a good test, at least for temporal artifacting. But all of them, the difference between low and high was subtle to my eye. So yeah, I don't know. That's yeah. I could spot a subtle difference between low and high. It is very subtle. Enough to separate them for min and max, but not enough to say max has to be high. Which is actually kind of a pointless thing to say, because that's the whole point of why I do these graphics quality analyses. What is the minimum acceptable quality? Low is the minimum here. It is the point. It's like, that looks still really good. Is there a difference? Yeah. Is it really significant? No. If it impacted performance, yeah, go to low. Save yourself the performance of high. You don't need high, is what it looks like to me. Maybe another location. Some of these I do want to look at in another location. But I'm not worrying about them. Yeah, and motion blur was skipping. Particle quality. This could be more interesting. That I'm going to have to actually look somewhere else. Okay, I'm actually done with these then. At least for this location. None of what is left should be checked here. That is a very smoky cigarette. Will that work? Where here? Oh, that's right. No, this is bad. Run. If I can remember some of the commands. So, what is it for opening up thing? The paraglider. Like, I want to look that up before I just leap off of something. Okay, it is Z. I was thinking Z, but I wasn't certain, and I didn't want to just, leap to my death.
What up, Aiden?
No, I think the VNC tower will actually work. At least some of this. There's certainly some fog near it. Hi does look nice, doesn't? Oh, you know what? Hang on. Perfect. Right here.
You're gonna be sorry.
Sorry. Whoops. I didn't mean to. I'm running away. Can't you see I'm running away now?
You got?
It's like there's a campfire there. That's perfect. I think there's one on top of the VNC tower as well. So I might be misremembering. So we definitely have fog here. Where does this take? That's not good. That layering issue with the sleeve on the gauntlet, it should not. Hello.
Since when are you such a stick in the mud?
I heard.
No, actually, this is perfect. Right here. Let's... Not for the particles, but let's look at the fog. Yes.
Slut for what she did with
Fog is... Oh, no, it's...
Well, the thing is, that was...
I need to wait now
Shit, that's right.
for it to accumulate. Okay, I think I have an idea for what the settings do. And if I'm right, then I know exactly what the min max... Well, I know exactly what the min... Oh. Okay, I was I was slightly wrong. Well, actually, no, I'm not as wrong as I thought. Huh. I'm thinking. I'm literally leaned back thinking. How do I want to put this? Okay, so my expectation was the detail to the fog, like detail to the clouds, was going to be different. Because at low, it definitely looked kind of soft. At high, though, it still is kind of soft. Maybe not as much, but it still is pretty soft. And yes, you can have details. Come on. But what you may not have immediately noticed there, but I did. I did notice. And here, I'll go back to low so you can see it. And I should also look at high. Sorry, medium. Let it build up. Okay, even right now, you can tell. The fog is actually thicker on low. There's less, the transparent effect is less than at high. Now, you might be wondering, why would that be the case? Why is that something that quality would influence? I have a good guess for why. Okay, no, it's not a good guess, but it is a guess, and I think it's very reasonable. That there are steps, so there's going to be a spectrum for the transparency you can use. Like typically, 0 to 255 would be the alpha channel for any color. but you may not want to use all those, especially for something like this that's going to be generated. This isn't a fixed effect. I can believe that this is being generated. So going at high, you wouldn't even want to do 0 to 255. Let's say you make it 0 to 16 and you just map it to 255. So you just, you're generating elements at those different alpha levels and they get stacked on top of each other and eventually give you the final result. My guess for what's happening here is high is like 0 to 16 and low is like 0 to 4. So 3 to 4 is the same as like 12 to 16, so much higher opacity there. That's what I'm guessing is happening here. Whereas with at high, you might have more that can be in like the 8 to 12 range, which would be between 2 to 3 on low. So basically, I'm thinking that the steps for the alpha, because it makes sense to me. This is how I would do it. This is how I think you would do it, is you simplifying, because transparency can cost a lot of performance for some rendering stuff. I know it happens for me with graphs. If I turn off transparency for some of the graphs, oh my god, it renders so much faster. But yeah, if you are having to procedurally generate this stuff at different levels, if you reduce the number of levels, you're reducing the amount of work. You're also reducing the quality, but you are reducing the work. So it's actually, it can go faster then. Oh, it's new. If you hear some tones, that's just the like air raid siren going off. It's always tested Saturdays at noon. Anyway, yeah, so that's my guess. That's like, it's a smaller dynamic range for the alpha. And that has had the side effect of increasing the opacity for just where it's picking values versus high. So high, there's more values. Yes, they're still like equally distributed, but where your distribution, where you're randomly picking, you're getting more that are lower lower opacity. That's my guess, because it does make some sense to me. It does mean, though, I don't even know if it would influence performance. I don't know how much it would influence performance. Because there's a part of me that's like, well, because there's less transparency, well, there's more transparency, wouldn't high be better? But it's like, no, because transparency is actually what is more difficult. Okay, so okay. Huh.
Do you know this one? A renegade goes to the doctor.
Okay. I see what the difference is here. And and I did also just notice it faded.
But at least when she's on guard,
so this looks more opaque than high. Oh yeah, right now it's a lot more opaque than high. I'm just trying to tell, are we seeing more detail in the cloud? I can definitely see more wisp right now. But let me look at low. So I would also think that for generating this, they're generating like multiple layers that are just going on top of each other. Low might have some fewer layers that are more decorative, like the wisps on top, to just give it some detail. Medium, I can believe, is turning that on, and then high is increasing the range for transparency. Okay, and looking at this, yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening, because I'm not seeing the wisps that are giving detail. I am seeing like additional clouds, but that's like, the volume of the cloud, there's just more pieces to that between, well, there's so many, I am so getting tongue-tied with some of this. So it's like the cloud is actually multiple clouds that are just being stacked together. So you've got, the light gray, you've got the dark gray, and all that. That's at low. At medium, you still have that, but then you like put on another layer that's just a higher detail there. So that's, just the wisps in it is what I was calling them. So you'll see the lines of those within the cloud. But it's like just another layer on top, which is a high detail layer, so it would actually take a little bit more performance, and is another layer that would add it as well. Then at high, I think that they're changing what the values for the generated cloud can be, such as the transparency. It can now be a wider range, so more values involved, more math, but that's also allowing more values to be more transparent, so it was easier to see the I think there is actually military convoy in the background. So I'm just gonna let it fog up again.
So boring today.
Okay, so right now it's actually very.
We're gonna be inspected.
Since when are you such a stick in the mud?
But it's like the clouds themselves look very similar to low and medium. But see, like right there, now it gets a bit thicker. Actually, a lot thicker. I'm not so much noticing wisp, which is kind of funny. But now we're getting actually quite a bit of clarity. And so I don't know. I don't really know anymore. That was funny. I just saw something snap away. But I do still feel like we're having a better shot at being able to see through the fog at high than we did at low. The heck? How? Medium, high, low? What? I was just using the arrow keys to go through. I don't know why that was happening. I just want to watch to confirm something for myself. The fact that it changes with time is a little complicating.
Watch. Don't talk.
Since when are you such a stick in the mud?
Now, I still feel that high is more often giving you the times that you can see through the fog to the convoy down. And actually, no, that's not a convoy. Those are just cars. Yeah, that it felt more that it was like this at low than at high, but low is still completely acceptable. I'm just trying to get the distinction between them. Now, well, wait, no, that's not right. I'm going to the left. Why is it giving me? That is weird. I'm gonna set this back to high, but no, low is completely the minimum. I'll still say high for the max. Low still look good and is not taking away the fog at all. At least not for where I was looking. High. I think it has a different distribution for transparency for the fog, allowing more time that you can see through it. And also, to be fair, it might be that I actually need to be in the fog. So yeah, maybe I should just check that. Although, let me quickly put it. So I just saw I got an email. Okay, so yeah, let's actually quickly do that too. Especially since I can do it. Oh, and I actually need to be down. The entrance to the thing is in here. I want to make sure I have the weapon ready. So we know the fog is over. I just will want to get somewhere safe. Yeah, that's safe-ish. Oh, that actually would work perfect. Can I? No. Oh, there we go. That's what I need. I want to try to get on top of one of these lamps. I don't know if I'll be able to land on that one, so I'm not going to try. Nope, nope. Okay, I'm stuck. I screwed up. Well, I'm in the fog, though, so... And I'm safe. That was the main thing. I just wanted to be safe from the zombies. Oh, oh. Okay. No, 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 no. That is enough. That is a holy crap. The minimum might be changed. Okay. Yeah. Minimum is now medium. Holy crap. Hopefully that came through in the video. It might not have. Let me go back to low and I'll look at the OBS preview, which is, because it's a different size, it's actually not going to be trustworthy for them. No, I can see it in that even. Wow. Okay. So, oh man, it's an aliasing artifact, actually. Because I'll bet the fog is just being rendered at a lower resolution, like shadows are. Shadows are typically rendered at a lower resolution and then upscaled. But with this, I think there's also some... Oh, wow, you can even see it in the background a little bit. Like, right now, I can see it. There's a banding that, Is it dithering that would... I'm just trying to remember with dithering. Dithering at too low a resolution could do it, I think. But dithering at the proper resolution would also solve it. Dithering is basically, you have two images, let's say, two layers, that you want to somehow like get between them. So you use dithering, where you're basically alternating back and forth between using one and the other. So it's a blending method. It's actually also used for color management stuff, and I think that might help explain it. So there are some monitor snobs, and yes, snobs, that reject some monitors because it's like, oh, well, it uses dithering. So what happens is, let's say you want to color between red 1 and red 2, okay? And in HDR, well, okay, let's say a color between red 1 and red 3. So you have red 2, that would be in the middle. But for like a 6-bit panel, you can't say, hey, give me red 2. You need an 8-bit panel, then red 2 exists, okay? So it's like you can't actually write out the RGB code for red 2 except in 8-bit. You can't do it in 6-bit. But you have a display that is 6-bit and you want to be able to show that. What you can do is have the display go back and forth really fast, alternating every other frame between red 1 and red 3. So what results from that is it looks like red 2 when you look at it. But it is doing this alternating back and forth. That's a kind of dithering. I really hope I'm remembering correctly. I'm fairly confident, like 90-95% confident that is what dithering. And I think, and you can use that in games as well for other things. So I could see that there's, you know, like multiple layers of fog here, and they're trying to go back and forth between them, but there's like some movement as well. Like if this is a low resolution fog that they're trying to go back and forth between, and it's also movement, so it's causing this banding artifact that looks terrible. But if you had a high resolution, I could see that the consistency would be a bit better. You wouldn't have this aliasing, because this, to me, I do believe this is completely a temporal aliasing issue. It's also interesting where it is. You see it on water, you don't see it on the ground. On the left, at least. You do see it on the right, though. But yeah, that's... No. Low is no longer the minimum. That is... I would not accept that, period. Medium is the minimum because when in the fog, you know, it actually could relate to the sun shadow, which would explain the movement. Although it shouldn't be moving now. But sun shadows would be changing because the sun is actually moving in the sky in this game. In the fog, there is a clear pattern moving through the fog. It looks terrible. medium, through the fog on low, terrible, medium is without this. Just trying to think if there's anything else to really add there. I don't think my speculation is what's causing... Well, no, I will add this. It looks like it might be a temporal aliasing artifact, which is actually redundant. If you just say temporal aliasing, you don't need to say it's an artifact. That it, by its nature, is an artifact. All right. Wow, though that's. I can see a little instability, but it's also there's features in the fog that are moving, so that's actually a better explanation for it. I do see a little bit of banding though down on the water. That, however, could also be like my display. Like that's something that actually might not really have a solution. At least not an easy one. Let me just go back to medium now that I'm not looking at that terrible, terrible thing. I can still see some layers moving. I think it might be less though than at high. It's hard to tell because it changes. It changes enough that it's hard to really test that. But no, medium is completely acceptable. Low, hell no. that was terrible. That really was just terrible. I need to figure out a way to get it reflected. Also need to figure out how to get into the building. It's just a little weird because I'm coming at this from a different angle than okay, it's over here. I know that this cover is there. Is over it, so. I think it looks like fun, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, it's right in front. So something kind of funny for me, because this legitimately is still, even though I've not actually done it, so is a game that despite having reviewed it, I want to replay it. I really do. I enjoyed it so much. I found it that good a game. But oh wow, the performance really did. But I haven't yet. But I'm feeling like, oh man, I want to just start playing. I can't. Yeah, in a way, it's kind of funny because it is not common for me, and I don't think any reviewer, where they finish a game, it's like, yeah, I want to play this again. You know, you invest so much time and energy into anything, and it just you feel done with it when you hit submit on the review. But some games, it's like, no, I actually want to keep playing. So this is one, and it does not come up often for me. There are others, but it does not come up often, especially when it's a game that actually does have an end. Because there's some games like Loop Hero, Last Spell, those are designed to replay them, and well, not too often because I'm busy with other things, but I'm leaving those installed because I really enjoy those too. But this, you know, it's atypical for a game like Dying Light 2, where it has an end, an actual story end, where it's like, yes, this is, I want to keep playing, but it is a game I want to keep playing. It just is so much fun. Why is this not here yet? I don't know how much we'll have for reflections up here, but it still is. I want to check on the roof. I'll look around because I know there should be some things that help. The fog is definitely there. I'm just trying to think if there's anything. What are some of the other sites we got? Ray traced flashlight. That'll wait a little bit. Reflections quality, global illumination quality. That I might be able to do some testing. Oh wait. Well, there's medium. Contact shadows, sun shadows, particle quality. Some of these are going to be harder to test them. There's no reflection. I'm just trying to think what it would be some good locations for checking things out. Oh, but going back to my point with the whole why I was talking about how I do want to replay the game. Despite that, this is still only a 3, a strong, a solid recommendation. A 4 is more of a you gotta play the game kind of thing, where it's like, it truly impressed me. Yeah, it's kind of funny. This game did not truly impress me. I mean, there are some impressive things about it. Look at all this coverage. I don't know what that is. Like, why is there just randomly a mushroom cloud over there? Okay, it's loading. Oh, what the heck? That's not right. Hang on. Did I, leave LOD quality lowers? No, that's high. Yeah, that should not be happening. I've got no idea why it is. Wow. Anyway. Okay. I thought there was a fire up here, I guess. But we do have a safe view of various things up here. What happened? No, it's still... Yeah, it should not be popping in any of this stuff, especially with how... It's like, yeah, it's at the corner of the screen, now it shows up. Whereas here it doesn't. That is... You know what? I'm actually going to leave this now, because this is completely some kind of weird bug. I'm just trying to think, where do I want to go? Would the ship work? Actually, hang on. What are the settings I have? I don't want to be showing the game with this clear and obvious bug. That could also be driver related too. I did update the drivers. I'm on the newest drivers for the 2060. But this actually there might not. Well, there's these lead, but I might need to look for something else, like event. Event might be better. I also need to check something. Okay. No, that's... Trying to remember, how do I change so it's this that I have equipped? Oh, no, it is on... Okay, yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I want the grappling. I do see the aliasing over on this, by the way. Let's quickly look. I don't think I'm going to change my opinion, but let's still quickly look at anti-aliasing low. Particles should not. If it's there, it's subtle. If there's a difference, it's subtle. There, particles back low. Actually, it shouldn't be at low. Because I'm still trying to figure out where I should be. I hate heights, by the way. That's south, that's west. Here. That is just a terrible bug. Restarting the game might also fix it. I just don't want to do that. Oops. Oh. The ship might. Oops. Okay, let's just go. The ship might be a place. Actually, let me check this. Right there. That's a safe spot. I think it's still safe. But there's plenty of water around it. There should be fires I can look at for particles. Yeah, so that actually may be perfect. I don't remember the name of this little island. Let's see if I can get to it. Which is, the vent is also going to be spotted. Yep. With the particle effect. But there's fire. Fire's a... Oh, there's also a vent right here. So yeah, this will be perfect. Assuming that I am correct in remembering that there's no... Yeah, it doesn't look like we have anything. So we're good. We are good. Yeah, perfect. Fire hot. Okay. Particles are at low. Let's see high. The, like, embers that fly up in there, maybe there's a little bit different, but, it is not clear. No. Why did you do that? He just, like, walked right over the rail. Is that low? I'm really out of practice with this game. And it also hurts that the last game I played, you have to hit a button to enter a combat mode. So I'm trying to do that, and it's like, no, that's not at all how this works. Alright. Fire, smoke, rain. I mean, this... I'm not really seeing. And even over here with the fire. Which is a good-sized fire. I mean, plenty are, like, just in barrels. Alright. Yeah, so particle quality low for the minimum. Can't see a clear difference between low and high looking at a small bonfire. leaving max blank for now. I mean, I legitimately cannot tell you what the difference is. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that high is the max. No, not. So yeah, these are. We got plenty of shadows right here. So we got that. We have my own. Yeah, and it's. I'm not sure if it's actually projecting all that correctly onto the... Oh, you know what? That might... No, it's just... I'm not... The noise to the edge, I don't think is quite right. I don't think the ground should actually be that... that bad. Okay, so here we have some very clear blocking. So this is low resolution. Shadow map. So we don't have the little icon thing. I want to quickly... I can't quite tell. There might also be some shading on the ground. Which it's fair for it to be there, but it's hard to tell. But no, very low is... And it's not bad, really. That looks fine. That looks fine. How often are you actually looking at your own shadow? You know what? Very low is the minimum. This is actually still looking pretty good. Even with the tree here, which is... It does have movement. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. There are far worse games. So very low is the minimum. Can see blocking it due to low resolution. But it isn't that bad. There is some blending, I think, and that is helping. Like, so it's, by seeing the artifacting of the blocks, I know it's low resolution, but other games, no, the shadow itself is a low resolution. This, though, the filtering that they're using is actually pretty good. It's not standing out. Now, is it going to complain if I do this? No. Okay, I will restart to do that, but I want to get through other things first. All right. I would like to see that higher resolution. I can't tell you there's a difference between medium and high at the moment. I really can't. Yep. Maybe a little bit, but it's... Shut up. It's not that bad. I said shut up to the game. I don't want to know that I'm low on health. I already got that. No. Yeah, let's look at the contact shadow. What does it think those are? I know what contact shadows should be, but it's also, I'm not really seeing them. Although that's true, the game actually does tell you. Okay. Yeah, so none? Oh, I hit the wrong. Yeah, none isn't great. Because it, makes it look too much like it's just popping out of the ground. unrealistically, but still got all the other shadows. Oh, I do need to make that note. Couldn't tell you difference between medium and high. This is for the sun shadow. Yeah, so none is the minimum. None is minimum because while you do lose some realism, if you have to for performance, go ahead and turn them off. So that's the contact shadows. Now let's see how low look. The filtering, honestly, on this is pretty good. Like, it's still kind of low resolution, but so like if you look at right here, you can see some of the blocking, but it still is looking pretty good. It's medium. Yeah, medium is better. That I'm not sure if that's high resolution or just better filtering, but it is definitely better. Okay, high I can actually see a difference too from medium. I can't. On medium, there was more of like a speckling look to it. So not as high has better filtering benefit. If it's addressing that, that means the filtering is better. And then at very high, I can't see it. Can't see difference between high, very high. High and medium, though, I could. There is a speckling to medium that I do not see. Okay. What's next? Ambient occlusion. This should also be a good place for that. Oh yeah, thank you. I am happy it has a none, because ambient occlusion can be a hard one to actually find. Huh. Tables are floating. I'm a little concerned that the shadows might just be... The light might be hard enough that I'm not going to be able to spot the difference. Okay, I'm going to do this to help. Because I do think that it changed. I'm just a little unsure, because where I was looking is not where I think it is. Yeah. So this is with it on, at high. And yeah, I know that there's going to be... Oh yeah, look at that, right in here. Okay, I was looking like here. Yeah, I really need to change the UI. And I was looking here, and I also know some like here, but no, it's up here. It's up here. Wow. Yeah, let's see if we can align these so I can have it stand out a bit better. It looks like about there. Yeah, look at that. That's where it is. All right. Card. Oh, man. So actually looking at it. Yeah, and that actually is perfect. That's exactly where you'd expect Anti-Occlusion to have a role. Okay, that's on. Actually, I think it is, but it is subtle. At low. Actually, it's kind of subtle at high, too. So the thing with ambient occlusion is it can at times be very subtle. Oh wait, I'm going between. I'm doing that. Oh wait, no, I was. That is with it off and then high. I thought I was going between none and well, low and high instead of like high and none or something like that. By the way, does anyone when you're just standing still actually have your head go up and down, up and down, up and down all the time? I don't think I do. Asking for a friend. His name is Aiden. I can see it, but barely. Yeah, I'm gonna go with none for the minimum. And for now, the maximum is high. I am kind of ignoring ray tracing when it comes to the recommendations. Well, for the maximum kind of thing. I will make notes in there. Don't worry, I will add that in. But for the most part, I'm not going to worry about it. Because my belief at the moment is more or less there is no ray tracing that is ever going to be worth it as the maximum. And to explain that, ray tracing is older than rasterization. It is. But rasterization has had decades of effort put into it to make it very, very good. Ray tracing is like a simulation of how light behaves in a scene. Rasterization is an approximation. But the approximation is damn good in a lot of cases. Not always perfect, but it's in many cases very good. So ray tracing at many times will be a horizontal image movement, which is why, because it's going to be horizontal image movement in many cases, not all, in some cases it will be better. But horizontal image movement with a collapsed performance, I don't really care. It's like, no, that's never going to be a maximum because you're not, I doubt you're going to get enough out of the image quality to make cutting your performance by 20-30% worth it. Unless it is, you got, well, this is 2060, but if I put the 2080 in here, or let's say I don't have, but let's say I had an RTX 3080 Ti, something like that. Put that in here, and I'm playing at 1920 by 1080. Okay, in that situation, everything turned on for ray tracing, I'm probably still pushing 70 or 80 FPS, even without any upscaling kind of stuff. In that case, okay, fine. Who the hell is doing that? Who would spend that much money on a graphics card and not have a decent display to pair with it? Well, a high resolution display. Okay, the answer is me, but that's a little different. If I could have gotten at a good price, 6800 XT. So if we didn't have the whole inflated GPU pricing, yeah, I would have got that put in the test system and know fully that it's overkill. It's complete overkill for my desktop. This test system? I meant to say desktop earlier, but I would make that my primary. But I'd be doing that in part because I play games and review them and put up review videos. I want to be able to run a game at its best for that. But otherwise, for actually what fits my needs, yeah, 6700 XT would be more than necessary. The effect is there for the minimum. Why it's none. But there are still enough other shadows that to turn AO off, you are not really losing too much realism. There have been some games I've seen, like I think one of the Assassin's Creed games, ambient occlusion was basically all shadow. Where if you turned off ambient occlusion, there was suddenly no more shadows in the game. That was many years ago, though, and that also was at a time when ambient occlusion in some forms was still new. And I think that they were just like trying to feed everything through that system, and they should not have. Here, though, things are separated out. I don't even think I can turn off all the shadows now that I think about it. Okay. I can see a difference between low and high. It isn't much, but it is there. It's like high is actually applying a shadow and low a flavor. Well, a shadow flavor. So it's like you got a taste of the shadow with low, which for ambient occlusion, that sometimes is all it's going to be. But at high, it actually is like, oh yeah, I can clearly see that. Even then, though, it's still subtle. As I said, ambient occlusion is supposed to be subtle. It really should be. If it isn't, then I'm concerned. Or it's one hell of a scene. Alright, so... Well, hang on. What does it say for the description of global illumination? Outdoor indirect lighting. Okay. So that's... Well, this is all indirect light. Right here. And on these pumpkins, because we are actually in shadow. So it's just light bouncing off. Yes, technically there should be some from the fire here, but it is not that bright. I mean, it isn't even disrupting this shadow that's right next to it. So, in fact, it might not be producing any shadows. Although, with ray tracing, it might. Ray tracing might be counting that as a light source. I can believe that this isn't. Okay, I did see some shadows snap into place on these, but they were almost like ambient occlusion type shadows. I can't tell you. I really can't. I can see, I mean, like, you know, there's some shadow right there. I just realized I have my flashlight. That would not be helping with some of this. Maybe I should check the ambient occlusion thing again. Since, you know, that's going to have an impact. I forgot. I don't think it's actually going to be that big. I mean, it's there, but the flashlight definitely did not that huge. I am actually seeing. I think. Okay, now Phil, I'm not. I don't know that. I really don't know. Let's let's screenshot this. So this is high. Here we have low. Oh, wait, hang on. I need to actually take the screenshot, don't I? There. I don't know why I don't have the system integration on the for GIMP. Because there should also be an option of just edit with GIMP, like how this edit with Paint 3D. Damn, I did move a little bit. All right, shouldn't be too bad. No, I should take it again. Although we are able to see there are some shadowing is different. I can't do difference though. This is off, like just a small enough amount that I can't correct. But this is, it's so subtle that no, there's no difference. For my purposes, there isn't. Low, cannot tell you difference between low and high. Well, okay, no, that's not true. Spotted in screenshot, but honestly cannot say high is truly the higher quality visual. At least for where I'm looking. There might be other places that it's better. I'm going to leave the maximum alone for this one, because let's see if, because I mean high is not the maximum, but might ultra be with ray tracing. I don't know. I do not know. Let's look at the other thing. The reflection quality. Is this? Yes, we do. Okay. First things first, need to find a reflection. Which is where this comes in. Oh, okay, that's a windmill. Fused from where is that coming? That's actually a... I need to be using the water for this, but... yeah. It also doesn't help it's actually going to night. That's gonna throw things off. Okay. I know what I want. I know what I'll do. Sort of. No. Nope, come on. There we go. That could work. Actually, I like that. That I think will be good. So, there's water surrounding that windmill. There's also, I can run to that one spot, sleep twice to get it to be daytime. It'll also heal me. It's up the way. It's up. Yeah.
Have mercy. Please, release me.
Don't get me wrong, this is good music. And you know, like perfect for this game too. Whoops. But why is it playing right now? And I think at one point I also noticed this like in the review where it's like, why is this music just never stopping? Oops. I am so sorry, I bumped the mic. Hang on. Yeah, one thing that really sucks with because I have to play in the test system at the moment. So I'm capturing on the desktop, but I have to be turned and the mouse is like underneath the mic. So if I pick my hand up, I'm going to hit the mic. And there's nothing I can really do about that. Now without spending money to get a different mic mount. And I do want to. That actually is kind of on my, but not something I'm gonna be soon. Sorry. It makes you feel better. It hurt me too. Scraped my knuckles a little bit on the grill, the mic grill. Hang on, what time? 1:40, 1:45. I'll see if I can like go in and mute it. Actually, I need to make that note then. Bump mic around 1:44. see about muting it. Which then means that everything I was just talking about has no meaning to you. Sorry. There. What is this? It's not actually showing. Yeah, it's almost. So let's take it. Alright, so now I just need to head north, currently facing south. Where is it? Should be over there. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Let's see if we can get over the trees. Here we go. And let's actually maybe come out. I don't think the sun is going to be quite as disruptive. You know, this will work. This will work. Because we got the reflections of the trees there. Reflection quality. Low. Is this low as it go? Nope. I couldn't tell you there's a difference. Do I have a reflect? I don't know if I actually cast reflection in this game. I know I have legs. But just because you have legs doesn't mean that you cast. That reflection is a little weak. Actually, I think that one. Like, that doesn't seem to quite line up with where it should be. Come on. Okay. Oh, I just realized that's still on low. That shouldn't make sense. And there might be some more noise, which would be appropriate for the leaves of the trees there, but I'm sorry, there's no difference. Well, okay, no, that. I'm not going to set the high to the maximum to low because ray tracing might make a difference. I kind of doubt it, but you difference between low and high. So stick to low. And this isn't a reflection heavy game anyway, so I don't know why you would want to really bother with turning up reflections high. Yes, I know I turn it back up, but that's because I always try to work from this level. You know, actually, that. So, if the game sees that you don't have any ray tracing effects turned on, it will actually bump itself back down to DirectX 12. Which makes some sense, but it's like, okay, then I need to make sure for this testing that I have at least one on. Wow, this is ending up pretty long. We're coming close to 2 hours. So my prediction, the reflections might be better, but that's mainly just because there are some spots where you can really tell that there's screen space reflection and the missing information. There we go. Yes, that's it. I'm avoiding autosaves. So this is going to be back where we started. But yeah, so the flashlight might actually show some difference of being portrayed versus not. Reflections, as I was saying, might global illumination, depending on where I am. Oh, come on. Hello? Did it crash? It might have crashed. The heck? It crashed. That's not good. Close it. Let me try launching it again. Show dead. I hate the Windows defaults for this stuff. You know that's. Let me actually. It's still trying to stop it. At least Steam thinks so. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what it thinks is still going. Okay, we're gonna do this. You might temporarily see. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember what will be shown by the capture card when it loses signal. Okay, it looks like it. Okay, that's fine. It's still showing it just showed black, and it's the MSI B450M mortar, so that's why it's the Arsenal series. The Tomahawk is typically like the full-size ATX version of the mortar. But the test system is in a case that's only for M-ATX board. And it's fine. I actually like the only thing I don't like about the mortar that I have is it's not the mortar max. That wasn't available at the time. So I'd have to really mess around. I'd have to get the right BIOS to be able to support anything that's definitely Ryzen 5000, but I think even Ryzen 3000 has some complaints. I have no idea what it is. Yeah, Steam Cloud Air, that's I don't just launch. If it's not able to, if it gives me another problem with ray tracing, then obviously I won't be testing it here, but I also won't get any data with it, which, honestly, I'm okay with that. Saves me some time. And just going between DirectX 11 and 12 should be enough. And it's also, will it even be worth bothering with, in theory, the 1070 and 1080 can do it with the DXR fallback for them when it's compute. I know I messed with that in MechWarrior 5. I don't know if it would be worth doing it here. Or just doing it all. Although, that is true though. In MechWarrior 5, the 1080 actually was able to do. Okay, so that's on. And that's on, good. So in theory, as long as it doesn't crash, ray tracing is enabled. And it could have just been its own restarting could have actually been the cause of the problem. So, or just some weird quirk. Things happen. Let's just see how big a serious thing has, or did it. And I'm just okay. Looks like we're good. So it's fine. Alright, so this is ray traced flashlight. What do you friggin' do? I'm sorry. There's a difference. It's also, I mean, say, what is the ray tracing of the flashlight actually going to do? It's completely in screen space.
You want? I got.
So, and where am I? Okay, it did put me up here. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Except for one thing. That's I do think that for some stuff it'll be easier if I can't if I can look at night. But anyway, yeah, except for the like indirect lighting aspect for the flashlight, I don't know why you'd bother with ray tracing. Because I mean it's completely in screen space the entire time. It is in screen space. So screen space rasterization stuff for the light should be identical. I mean, a way to think about rasterization versus ray tracing is ray tracing, well, they both send out rays, they bounce with ray tracing, they don't with rasterization. But the flashlight being completely in front of you, the bounces aren't really going to make too big a difference. Okay. But, I mean, look at that performance hit. We're in the 40. Right. Let's turn that off. Okay, maybe the edge was a little different, but I cannot tell you that it made any difference. And like I said, I don't know why that's an option. It's... Yeah, indirect lighting for the player's flashlight. Okay, that does make sense. I'm not even sure where I'd really find that. I mean, in theory, that's... So, if I shine it down here, in theory, it's illuminating the wall next to me. I'm not looking at the wall next to me. So, is it really that big a deal? I mean, okay, here. This actually would be easier to tell. So, the tree is definitely not in view, but it is being illuminated indirectly. So, let's see how that looks with this off. No, yes. Okay, so yeah, that you can actually see the difference. I don't think the view bob is so apparent when I'm crouched. It actually might be the same. So there. Now I need to pull the folder up again. Here. Screenshot. Here. Well, let's just... I mean, yeah, you can see... Oh, wait, there's actually quite a bit. That shouldn't be the case, though. So, this is rasterization, this is not. I'm looking at this, though. Like, I'm facing this way. There shouldn't be this difference. So that actually does not make sense. If you're wondering why I've got open share as a folder, just... I mean, sure, we could see it earlier. But it's so that the laptop and desktop can... That stuff is put there so they can easily access. Okay, and this is... off. This is on. And looks like it did, in fact, avoid the view bob. There we go. Alright, so hit this. Difference, so that's the difference. And yeah, none of this makes sense. This is all directly in view of the flashlight. There should be no difference there. The plants, yes, because those... There's a little bit of glare on my screen, but I actually can't even see that. I know it's there, though. Yeah, you can see it. So, yay, it makes a difference. Do I care about it? No. The flashlight is wide enough. I don't think it matters that much. Off. And actually, hang on. Let me also quickly look. Okay, so this is with it on. We're 44, and you can see that. It's in the upper right corner. We're at 44 FPS. That's forgetting what I was trying to do. There. No. Yes. And now we're at 52. So that's 8 FPS difference. And let me quickly do this. Okay, that's 3 milliseconds different. From 22 to 19. Actually, it's 3.5 milliseconds. That's not small. That really isn't. Like 3.5 milliseconds longer for just the flashlight. Yeah, I know it's a 2060, but still, this is... I don't think it will be worth it with regards to performance. It's basically what I was saying earlier. At best, most of the ray tracing is a horizontal image move. Because, yes, sure, this was illuminated, the tree was illuminated, but suddenly this stuff, the illumination there changed. Come on. There. So it's like, I mean, yes, this should be illuminated, but why does it think it's not here? I'm shining a flashlight on it directly, and it's just not illuminating. That I cannot figure out. That should be considered a bug, not a, oh, ray tracing is better. No. This is wrong. It's that this is wrong. Yeah. Off is minimum because it's completely fine. It is possible to spot, this is the note for the maximum, to spot, I spelled that wrong. I wrote stop instead of spot. The difference between off and on, but it is indirect lighting of the scene, but this is a flashlight that follows your view perfectly. Well, I shouldn't say everywhere, but the great majority of what you're looking at is supposed to be under the flashlight's, spell that too, the flashlight's direct lighting. So what's the point? I mean, legitimately, that is my feeling here, is that I get it for why you do it. It's a very good example of where ray tracing can be applied. But it's also like, yeah, this isn't like I'm aiming my flashlight down while I'm looking around. I need to get another drink of water. But it's also like, so the lights in my room, I actually, the ceiling is sloped, so I've got the lights aimed at the slope, because then it bounces off and illuminates the rest of the room better than if I aimed it directly. That's indirect lighting. And it makes perfect sense in this setup, but it's also, I'm not only looking where the lights are shining. That's what this flashlight is, though. I'm always looking where the light is shining with the flashlight on. What's the point? What is the point, then? Like, it's always going to be direct lighting that's involved there. So, yeah, I mean, it's... That's really not a good example. Alright, Alright. Let's go today. I'm just going to leave the flashlight, ray trace flashlight on so it doesn't give me that warning every time about, hey, we could turn this off for you. Where? Okay. I have to orient myself. There we go. Definitely some screen space effects with the artifacts with the reflections correctly. Like, you know, over on the left side, there's no reflection there. Which also reminds me, I looked at the GDC talk that AMD gave concerning their hybrid ray tracing solution. So the idea, and this is something I hope everyone adopts because it makes perfect sense, that it's basically, hey, you see all this? All these reflections here? Yeah, that's all in screen space. We don't need to spend any rays here. Why are we bothering with that? But over here, yes, we do need it. So we'll basically tell the ray tracing system, yeah, give us rays for reflection over here. They actually talk about how you want anything close to the player to be ray traced. Because chances are, you know, whatever's reflecting is around the player and not in the viewport. But out here, no. There's no reason to ray trace that. Hello? Oh. That's exactly what ray tracing is supposed to prevent. And yet, I'm just, you know, are we sure ray tracing is on at the moment? Yeah, because I can see the column lighting up, so yeah, ray tracing is on, and it's just not. What the hell? We have a problem here. Which means then that there's not gonna be any difference. Unless they're talking about, you know, like reflections somewhere else, but I don't remember there really being mirrors in this game. Yeah. This, yeah. Okay. Reflections, low for the maximum there. Curiously, even with RT on, was still seeing the classic screen space artifact of losing reflections near the screen's edge. No idea. I mean, it's like, that's not right. That is not what should be happening here. Okay, so this is not here. That is what I want to go to. I guess that. That's where we were, and there was that one small bonfire. That is something that I still, I even if I played this a second time, and I spent, what was it, 40, 50 hours? Even if I played it a second time. Did it remove my marker? I think it did. Okay, I'm going. It would still take me a while to get used to. It's the whole... fast travel is instant, and I love it. So many games, it's I don't know what they did, but they did it. And holy crap, performance is changing. And no, I'm not tuning on DLSS, so I try to help it. That's not the idea. Alright, well, there's that. So we do have that pulsing red light. Come on, there we go. It's weird, it's like right down here, the button doesn't exist. Alright, I get that the sun is a lot brighter, but I still feel like that should be taking out more of the shadow than it seems to be. I mean, it certainly, I shouldn't really be casting a shadow on this, but I am. But it is also, yeah, right now it's just raster. Let's... I'm not seeing it make. I do need to find shadow, size shadow though. That changed. If I crouch, I'm taking it. Come on. There we go. Oh wow, there's a difference. Oh yeah, I can see that. Huh. So it is sometimes because you have to take a break from looking at it, you don't see the difference anymore. But, I mean, okay, I think this is the ray trace. Yeah, I turned on ray trace, so this is on, off. Yeah, I will do this. RTG, ray trace global. I don't think I care. I'm just like, okay, the shadow is on the wrong side of the pumpkin. Well, it's technically not. The sun is shining this way, so it makes sense the shadow's over here, but because of the illumination, the shadow's being cast on this side, so this should be darker than this side. You know, like there's going to be more indirect light coming in this way, like that, than this way, because the wall, the building wall is right up. So that makes sense. That's wrong. But does this make you be like, oh, this is so much better than... than this? I think I bumped the mouse a little, but I don't see it right now. Like, it's screenshot difference. And I know the difference in the screenshots is not small, but is this not an accurate representation of the world? It's not perfect, but is it wrong enough that it's... Let's, you know, take my performance from what's currently 34 FPS. And take it to 22. Holy shit. That's a difference of 16 milliseconds. 29.4 without ray tracing off. 45.5. It's 0.45. But with ray tracing on. 16 milliseconds. 60 FPS, which, true, you can't actually translate it quite that way, is 16.67 milliseconds. That is 60 FPS, you're rendering a frame in the difference between ray tracing on and off here. No. Not worth it. So I'm going to leave global illumination, that quality, maximum quality, off, because I can't tell you even high is worth it. But RT, definitely not worth it. Well, at least not on RTX 2060. The 2080, it has been a while since I've really compared them, but and 1920 by 1080, I could see the difference instead of being 16 being 12. And I'm serious, it being that small. Like, it would still tank performance. It's in no way worth it, even on 2080. The difference would be felt more so at high resolutions, though. The 2080 is a wider GPU, is a way to put it, so more pixels it can handle more easily than the 2060. So it's if the performance is on two straight lines, the slopes are different. The slope is actually shallower as you increase resolution on the 2080 than the 2060. That's basically my point. It's still the tanking here is way too much. It's not. Doubt it would be either. Went from 34 FPS to 22 FPS. Going from high to ultra, I have the order. Which is 16 ms difference in frame time. Now, true, technically 16.7 milliseconds is 60 FPS, but I mean, it's still, that's enough time to practically render a full frame. And all we're doing is changing the shadows a little bit. And it's not even it looks bad without it. The visual information is still all there. So you're not losing anything by having the ray tracing off. You're potentially gaining something, but I in no way, not even remotely close, do I see what you gain there as enough to warrant that kind of dip in performance. I just want to, in theory, these pumpkins, yeah. So this is a very good spot for ambient occlusion testing. Sorry, I needed cough. My throat is dry and it's getting a little dusty. And I'm out of water. Alright. So I needed the none to make sure this is a good spot. And yet it really is. It makes perfect sense. Because there are, in all the crevices between the pumpkins, there's less opportunity for light to get in there. That's kind of what ambient occlusion is at edges, at corners. There's less light that can get in there, so it should be a little bit dimmer. Alright. Did you see it? I didn't see it. I'm still crouched, so let's get these screenshots. There. That's RTGI. Oh. Well, that's actually kind of funny. Why is that so much larger? Crap, which do I have it on? I have it off. Okay. Come on. There we go. Yeah, there's a difference. Do I care? No. Yo, it's actually that. Not quite so large. Yeah, look at that. I saved 3 meg because yeah, these are approximately the same size. Not worth it. Essentially, I'm actually appending the note for global illumination. Screenshot difference to really spot it while playing. I doubt anyone will truly notice. All the information is still there, so why tank before? And that's basically what I feel for the ambient occlusion as well. Can spot the difference in, and now I'm making a note for ambient occlusion in screenshots, but in game and gameplay, I doubt anyone will. I'm not even gonna bother looking at performance. I mean, it's kind of what I was saying earlier, though. It's a horizontal image quality move. Is it more accurate? Sure. But are we actually gaining anything with this compared to this? Is there any information that you are gaining? The answer is no. The answer is no, but what is the cost? What is the cost? And I do think that I'm going to make a special note to someone else with it. Enabling ray tracing is not giving you more visual information. It might be more accurate, but not more informative, and that matters when you are tanking performance as much as you are with RT. I'm sorry, but this is the truth with ray tracing. Is that in a lot of ways it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Okay, here's the tree. Where's the shadow? Okay, its shadow is currently right. It's actually still moving the back. That's not really any better. How does... I can't tell. Hang on. There's one specific thing I'm looking for and I'm not really seeing. Yeah, that is not right. That's not how it looks at all. This is actually a little better. Yeah, that is... Well, that could actually be the temporal accumulation. So it looks like there's a little bit of a banding, like you see with over-sharpening around the shadow. It's weird. It's not completely there, but that's the best way I can think to describe it. But only with ray tracing at high, it's not really there. The blending, the filtering looks fine. Now, let me do that. But it's also the thing I was really looking for is the sharpness. It's like, does it really look that much sharper close to me? I guess it does some, but this is a hard light, and well, I can't quite tell. Maybe. Okay, so if I walk outside right now, Because it is kind of a hard light day. You know, bright sunny day. I don't think my shadow is going to be that soft on the edge. And which am I? I just realized. Do I have that? Do I have it turned on? Yeah, I do. That I don't think that's quite right. Or at least how that softness is there, I don't think is quite right. I guess time is changing? Hell? It was stable for a moment. What? Why? What? Weird. Okay, so we can see it here, where it is sharp there, but then, you know, gets softer. I'm just unsure. I'm unsure if the actual distance, the amount of softness from... But still, this is doing that. I remember with MechWarrior 5, turning on the ray trace shadows, they were suddenly always hard edges. And it's like, this thing is taller than my house. The mechs in MechWarrior 5 are taller than my house. There should be soft edges. So, but this I just feel it's... Maybe at its head it should be soft, but it doesn't seem right to me that closer it is. Let me actually... Yeah, so I just turned the flashlight on my phone, and I'm just holding my hand up, and it's, you know, 6 inches away from the LED, and then my hand is probably 2 feet from the ground, but at the angle, let's say 2 feet 3 inches or so 2.25. And it has harder edges than he does at, you know, about that same. And if I even, you know, pull this back, I mean, the sun is... Yeah, it's also the part of the soft shadow is the distance between the light source and the object. So if I pull my phone back further, so it's now probably about 2 feet, maybe a little bit more. That's a hard edge. You pull this, the sun is really, really, really far away, so it should be a hard edge, except for very large, very tall objects. So yeah, I don't believe that softness there. And that's going to be something that I will also grant to a developer. That's going to be hard, or artist. That's going to be hard to dial in just right. Because it's also, do you really want to simulate the sun being, was it 98 million miles away? That might get a little wonky. Well, that is also treated as a point. Could you treat it as something else closer? And no, you don't want to do that. That would make things way too messy. Let me just see. Which one is this? This was Sun Shadows, right? Yeah. RT does not look effectively superior to non-RT. So I don't see any value in turning it on. And let me also be a little clear on one thing. Well, also here, let me say this. I'm save myself time. Let me see. What are the options here? Very low, low, medium, high, ray tracing, high quality ray tracing. What is the content? I'm just trying to decide. I'm gonna make it simpler for myself, where it's like I'm only gonna I'll just record the performance at a preset with the ray tracing on. Plus we got two. One though is substantially, like it's got a lot of it turned off. It's only the ambient occlusion that's on. Oh wait, no, and sunshine. So it's just the whole. Do I want to? Okay, I will do ray tracing for the 2060. We'll see how I'll see how the 2080 handles just ray tracing. If it handles it well enough, then I'll try the high quality ray tracing. I'm not combining with DLSS. I was very unimpressed with the impact that had. So I'm not. No, we're not doing. Oh, Crap, hang on. Well, actually, no, that's on DirectX 11 because I want to collect that data. And I will consider, by the way, DirectX 12 and asynchronous compute to be the same thing. So it's like if the DirectX 12 data will always have async compute on. Maybe the 770 will be an exception to that, but that would be it. Do that and that. I'm just getting this ready for later. Yeah, I'm just thinking now. I'll just do ray tracing stuff for RTX 2060. Maybe the 1070, 1080, if those are there. They should be, but I'm just not sure if they will be. Yeah, I just altered forward out of intent. Let me also see about it. That was weird. But yeah, I'm not impressed with the ray tracing here. But as I was saying, at the beginning, I didn't expect to be. I really didn't. Ray tracing, I recognize as being a horizontal movement, horizontal image quality. What all can you expect? Oh yeah, that's actually yeah, I should do that. I should make this GIMP file as well with these are the flashlights. Okay, so this is on. That's off. Save as RT flashlight. And I really should do about this. In theory, if I just put a different keycap set that I do have, if I put that on here, but I kind of want to use that keycap set for something. But I don't know when I'll do that, so I should put it on. Anyway, yeah, it's ray tracing, in my opinion, is largely a horizontal image quality movement. Except in games where it's like, yeah, we're just not bothering with having all these effects set up for rasterization. We're just not bothering with that. So here, you're stuck with, if you want it, you have to go to ray tracing. Which sucks. But that's how some people are going to do it. But it's for right now. I mentioned that hybrid thing that AMD showed off for their screen space reflection. That I think should more so be the future, where it's trying to balance. Okay, are we actually gonna get a balance benefit? There we go. Benefit from using ray tracing here? Yes, do it. No, don't bother. So yeah, hopefully that kind of thing for all of this stuff, not just reflections, but also shadows, all that. Hopefully that becomes more norm rather than replacing rasterization with ray tracing. You're trying to pick and choose between them for what's most efficient. But it's also, as I was talking about, the visual information. Is it actually different between these? Not really. I mean, is this one more accurate? Yeah. Then this pumpkin, yeah, the gradient along looks better, but you can tell it's pumpkins. That's a patch of pumpkins. You can see all the details in the wall there. I mean, I remember with Metro Exodus, there was some of the hype for its ray tracing where it's like, oh, well, if you turn ray tracing on, then you have the global illumination in here, so suddenly an area that was dark, was completely in shadow, isn't. That's one case where it's like, okay, or it was sometimes the reverse, where they just put in lighting so that you can see things. Both ray tracing, you don't have that there, so it'll be properly in shadow. It's like, okay, now the visual information is changing. Because you're seeing things you couldn't see otherwise, or you're not seeing things that you could see otherwise because of cheats, so that rasterization looked right. But that's not the norm, it seems. At least not, I mean, true, I didn't, maybe if I went inside, do I want to do that? Is that worth doing, you think? Launching up the game, going in somewhere where it'll be darker? Yeah, actually, I should. So Let's do that. I was going to wrap this up. It's funny. One of those the chimes were because I just tried hitting Alt Enter to have it maximum. Sorry, not maximum. Go full. But no, I can run into a hospital. Although I will want to make sure it's unhappy. Okay, now was that what kind of unhappy was it? Was that like earlier where I'd have to restart the system? I ain't doing that. But no, I should also check it. Just thinking where's going to be the best place for that. It's really well. No, hospitals would be bad to do that. There is like one or two other places I could, but I don't think so. So let me. Well, there, but there. Not ambient occlusion, global illumination. That's the one that I actually want. Yes. Unfortunately, none of the train stations are. Once you complete those, you can't go back. The hospitals, you can't. I think. Pretty sure I ran into one. After I'd finished it. Something else I should do is set a point. We'll make a save at a specific point for doing all the data collection. I know the 3 spots I want to do it in. It's like just save at the first one, so that way the timing will be. Okay. Wow. So this is, well, yeah, this is showing you right now the impact of global illumination. And now suddenly, yes, the visual information is different. It is so much darker, I can't really make anything out. Boom. Now it's holy crap, there's a woman. And a guy. But I also feel like pointing out this is wrong. It is. It really and truly is. I'm just trying to. Really? Oh yeah. One of those. No, none of those. What do you do? Oh no. That's right. I want to work through this. Okay, so this is not realistic. Okay, these 2 people that live here. I know where we are. She was blind. Okay, so she could be in the darkness. But him, is he actually... Would you actually just be standing here and it's like, I am in complete darkness. No one can see me. Would you actually do that? I was like, you can't really even see where the door is. Okay, and this room should now be completely lit up. I'm dead serious. It should be bright enough. Oh yeah, it definitely should be bright enough that this room can be lit up considerably. But this is what I was kind of talking about with the Metro Exodus stuff. Where it's like, oh, look at how dark it is, and isn't this real? No, not really, because no one would actually... Because people live here. Yes, candles not that bright. And this lamp... Well, that lamp actually could be pretty bright. But it's... No, you would have this illuminated. You would have windows. You would not be living in such darkness. That is not real. That's, sometimes game developers like trying to simulate things, but it's like, yeah, you're not simulating the intelligence of people, though. Where is a hospital? I would have cleared. Is that? That is a hospital, but is that like the new? I think so. Alright, let's see if I get it. And yes, I am running with... You know what? Good. Just while we're running, let's have some fun. And let's actually set it to balance, which I didn't look at earlier. Oh dear God, that. Oh, this is. Oh, oh, oh. What is this? Is this DLSS 1.0 again? Are we back to that? Did they do that to us? Quality. Let's see quality. No, no. This. Oh my God. Well, that's not so bad. But this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Oh, oh. No, no. Give me back the terrible performance. That's. Oh, that. Seeing the detail there. Okay, DLSS quality wasn't so bad there, but definitely balanced. Oh my God, did you not see? Go back and look at how that rope appeared. That that was terrifying in its hideousness. Like there's just this is a good looking game. That was not. I'm trying to get over there. Whoops. For anyone wondering why it was not global illumination, which one was it? Was it ambient occlusion? That was the ray tracing on for just ray tracing? Like that and the flashlight? This is why. Because holy crap, did that hurt performance. So I'm just trying to decide what's going to be the best way to get down there without dying. But, oh my God, this is. Oh, here we go. Now, to be fair to DLSS, and I made this point earlier, that I am at 1920 by 1080, so DLSS is getting the least amount of information, short of you like playing at 720. Okay, so that we can be fair on that. And another issue is the eyes are not adapting, because it should not have been that hard for me to see details here or in that house. It should have adapted the camera so I could. I just realized. This actually could be bad. Like there might be like a volatile. I am not dealing. I'm sorry. That just they scared. All right, let me. Actually, I think this will be easier than that. No. I think. It was like south. Oh, yeah, it's right. Oh. I know it's the 2060. It's literally the lowest powered. No. I think that. But it's like literally the lowest power
Finally like the streets properly.
thing RTX GPU from NVIDIA that you could find. Where? I don't know where this bed is. Supposedly it's still in front of me. Yeah, this is something I do kind of remember playing that. Oh God. Is that things come off the compass when they shouldn't. That's like you can really lose sight of where you're trying to go.
Without strict laws.
But it's also, I don't know, is it above me? Is it below? It could be above me. I don't know how I'd get up there. Okay, we have to. We have to. Yeah, I know. just global illumination. It is kicking 26. Yeah, look at that. We were going from around 10 to now close to 4. Well, now it's doesn't actually seem. Yeah, I don't think the performance rate is right. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh, it still says down? What? Yeah, something is going on that I don't. Alright, come on. There it is. And then that, and the... Yeah, I don't know. Something was weird there with the performance. Because there's no way the 2060 should have been performing that bad. Yes, revive at dusk. Right? Yeah. Dusk, not dawn. Where am I and where am I going? Okay, I'm hoping to get just over here. What is it? Oh, okay. I completely lost track of what I was saying, but oh yeah, there's no way, because this is worse than the 580 was doing, and these are, yeah, okay, it is true, these are higher settings, but it still is. The 2060 should not be behind the 580 at basically any situation. So it's night, so shouldn't be so many zombies and such in there. Well, infected, but you know. That's actually a wall. But, sorry. Revival. There we go. That's. These are vivals, not volatiles. Volatiles, I'd be out of here. Well, actually, no, I'd be dead. I don't know why they're in there either. Just gonna say that. I don't know why there's so many right there. That seemed ridiculous. Where's it gonna put me? Okay. I still don't know where I am, but at least it is still night. Okay. I'm over. Yeah, I don't know why the performance is gonna just crap. I mean, yeah, sure, the thing is on, the ray trace flashlight, but that still seemed really, really weird. So, that does allow me to say one thing, though, because I know that some people might be like, oh, because when I collect data, it's like for a single 5-minute run, but in 3 different locations. But it's like, oh, you need to repeat your data. How do you know if, it's reliable? It's like, well, in a situation like this, I know that's bad data. There's no way that's how that should have been. Let me turn it on. So it's like with that, it's like, okay, if I have to restart the system, I will do it. If I have to restart the, if I have to reinstall the drivers, let's do it. Yeah, this does not seem... Okay, well, actually, no, this seems a little... The gamma's a little off, though. But this much illumination from that light, and there should be others below, that seems fine. that makes sense. But this makes no sense. How is that one small red light doing a better job illuminating all that then? And this. This I will grant. It's like, well, actually no, this is what I'm talking about though. So I hit that, and thanks to the indirect lighting, look, the whole room is now illuminated. I can see everything. Okay, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Right? I turn that off. Look at that. How does that make sense? When we got that thing, we have that, and we have that. How does... And there also should be light coming in from there. Like, legitimately, there should be light right here. It won't necessarily be much, but yeah, this is the visual information is different. But this, I'm telling you, the visual information is wrong. That there should be, because this is how my room is illuminated. I mean, if I took off one light, I currently have two, that my room is fully illuminated. If I take out one, that would be, like getting rid of those lights and just having this one. Because this one, it should actually be hitting, that's actually weird. Yeah, there's no cover up there. Why is it illuminating more down here than is up on the ceiling? That's right next to it. This should be completely illuminated. As far as it. So it's like, why is there more light there than there? This is wrong. This is actually wrong. So, yeah, this is... I don't know if it's they are trying to have you be using the flashlight here. Also, this... I mean, yeah, most of the light is going down, but if you look, there's no cover. There's no reason for it to be so focused. It's just a cone here. It should also be illuminating over here. Yeah, I mean, you can see that's... Let me... There. So, okay, there is a little bit of cover there, but there isn't here. So this light should also be illuminating over there, but it's not. This is wrong. So, yeah, it's wrong. Okay. The spot I'm going to start recording in, and I'll quickly show you. I'm not going to run them. But this is what I'm going to do for the performance. From here, up to here, and then... I'm trying to remember. I think it's just southeast. No, southwest I go? Yeah, southwest until time runs out. So I'll just be running up like that, and then I'll be going something like that. Spot 2, I'll start here. I will head down to VNC Tower. At which point I will then... Well, I will skirt around here, because this is a big cloud, and I don't want to go in there. So it's basically, I'll be going down, and I'm going around kind of like that. And I will then come up and stop at the fisheye. So I've got... Because this is more residential, not very many tall buildings. Here, lots of tall buildings. And then I come over to the fisheye. There's a vent that's like right here. I will use that to go up. I will then head... Okay. Head north, aiming towards the PK ship. And then aim for the water tower to the southeast, which is actually right here. And that I'll try to do as much of it as I can paragliding. And I think it's actually, I go like straight up. I don't actually go over here. But like I come out more here and then had to run over. It'll be some, but it will be, generally this kind of triangular path. Okay. So yeah, it's... I have a marker here, because I do have that in my note. So I'll basically just go north, head down this way, running a paraglider, depending. And then once I get to the ships around here, I will head towards here. But that's my plan. But yeah, at the point I was trying to make earlier, I know this data, that if I were collecting data right now, it would be wrong. I know that. Which is why I would just do whatever I need to do to change it. Yeah, I can start with the ray tracing on it, but I wanted to... Oh, and holy crap, that was on? Oh, God. unless... Oh, no, it's just turning it. Okay. Whew. I thought that was on and the performance was that crap. Although it was on earlier, I think. Because I didn't change that. I only changed the things that were in the setting. Well, in the advanced setting. Oh, wait, that's right. This is autosave. I can't just use that save. That's fine, though. There's a bed there, so I can make it daytime. But yeah, that... You can know when the performance is bad when you're collecting it. So it's actually not a big deal that, it's like, oh, that's, not the right performance. It's like, if it's off by a few percent, you don't know, but that's also margin of error. That's normal deviation. Well, normal variability. I don't want to say normal deviation, because that may imply certain statistics. But it's like normal. When it's like that, where it's like, okay, this feels like the performance is a quarter of what it should be. Yeah, So it's like, we're not going to use that. We're going to do this again. All right, I will stop, especially since, oh my god, we're approaching 3 hours. Son of a bitch. That's going to take so long to upload. Actually, wait. Let me check something. Maybe it won't be so bad. No, it will be. I record this at 30 megabit, and I don't process quality analysis. So it goes up to YouTube as is. That's going to take a while. All right. Yeah, this was... And actually, hang on, I need to make that note. Did go into a hospital with ray tracing, well, RTGI specifically. RTGI on, and it was raw. I could spot, well, yeah. The flashlight provided more indirect lighting than the lights in the hospital. And looking at the lighting of one light in particular, fluorescent tube over door, and without door and without any covering, I could tell very clearly it was wrong because the walls, well, the wall next to the light was more illuminated at distance than the ceiling directly above the light by inches. And I mean, that I don't know why that was wrong. I really don't, but it is wrong. It kind of reminds me of in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think I have screenshots of that. Not here, but I think they were in the performance analysis of that. When I turned on the sun shadows, the shadows shifted. All of them. They moved. Which was a major red flag to me, because, like, no. I mean, they were now, like, the shadows were larger. They encompassed the normal rasterized shadows. Well, in theory, rasterized. The thing is, there's no sun movement in that game. None at all. So the shadows could have been baked in from ray tracing done with 1,000 rays per pixel. They could have done that. It would have been a waste of time, but they could have done that and have them be perfectly accurate. You turn on ray tracing here, and suddenly the shadows all shift. And these are pre-baked shadows. What the hell are they doing? It reminds me of that, where it's like, okay, this is clearly wrong, because this is a situation where rasterization and ray tracing should produce identical results. And they didn't. It was ray tracing that was there that I think was wrong. And in here, I know that's wrong. That is not how that would look. Because I said, I'm using indirect lighting in my room. Now, true, these actually are bulbs that, they're not fluorescent tubes, but they're in housings. So the light is in fact focused here. That wasn't the case there. But even with this focusing, it's still, it's like the spot above is bright, that's inches away above. That's as bright or brighter than spots that are, far, much further away that the light is aiming at. So it's like there is a spot that would be like directly in line with the light that's, let's say, a foot and a half away. That might be the same brightness as a spot a few inches above the light, but that has the housing blocking most of the light. So, it's like that makes sense because of the housing. If I didn't have the housing there, no, the spot right above that's 2 inches away is going to be brighter than the spot 2 feet away. It's going to be the same brightness as anywhere else that's 2 inches away, because that's how light works. That's not how this worked. So, yeah, I am very, very disappointed in that. But the other stuff is just like, is it actually getting you anything? No, it's not. Ray tracing is not worth it in this game, is my conclusion on that. I guess I should actually go through the minimums, though. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Damn, a lot of them are actually at low and off. Fog quality is at medium, not low. I guess really the only ones that were you have to... Oh man, I just realized I have to change more settings. Damn. Alright, I'll do that off video. I mean, it's just like the sun shadow qualities. It had been PCF and ray trace soft shadows. That's not what it is now. But, like, yeah, looking through this stuff, it's... Fog quality is medium instead of low. The rest of it is like all off, low, none, things like that. The lowest. And then, I thought there was another one. No, I guess it's mainly that. A lot of them, though, at just the lowest setting or off, works fine. I wouldn't complain. Ambient occlusion, you could go to low instead of none. Nothing wrong with that. But also, yeah, don't do the upscaling. Holy crap. Oh man, turning that on. That looks so terrible. That really did. Even at DLSS quality, that should be the highest quality you can get out of it. Alright. I really need to stop. I have no idea when I'll be... I mean, I don't need to... Well, you can see the date. So today is April 2nd. And I would not be surprised if it will be a week before I can really get to writing. So many GPUs, so little time, especially when I have a day job. But, it should be good. Yeah, oh man, with all the different... I will get ray tracing with the 2060. Ray tracing with the 2080. We'll see how that is. I will do... If it's good enough performance, like if it's in the 40s at just ray tracing, I will try very high ray tracing with the 2080. If just ray tracing with the 2060 is bad, which I kind of feel will be, I will not bother with the 1070, 1080. It's like, those won't even be of interest. In like, oh, I just wonder how those... No, don't even bother. It's not going to happen. But at least with those minimums, the 980, I'll bet will actually be good. We'll be able to play this game at a decent frame rate. The 770 probably won't, but it's a 770. What do you expect? All right, yeah. So I'll stop now. I'm just laying out some predictions that I'll find out over the coming days, and then you'll find out all at once because you can read this all in one day. I have to make it over several. See you next time.